Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well. Um, okay, let's start with the dollar index as usual. Okay, so looking at how price has moved yesterday, we traded through this level where I was anticipating them to reject and go higher during the New York session, but it didn't. We traded through it, hence we're seeing this morning London moving down. Now we've come back to the opening of the weekend because price did gap up between Friday and Sunday. So we've right now closed in the imbalance, the volume imbalance that was created. Now what I want to see, because looking at this currently, that's basically the low. Let me draw a line here. Okay, that's the low of the week or so far. Okay, so what I want to see is, do we break above these up candles here, or do we resume to this level? Because that's a nice auto block in New York session, which has not been traded to yet. So I would prefer they drop here. Okay, I would prefer they drop here, but they can't move away from this volume imbalance and then break the structure. So patience. Let's see if they can trade through this, then that will be a confirmation to resume going up. Okay, because that would have formed the low on Wednesday, because this is Monday. Tuesday we went down, Wednesday we're going down, so we want to see if they'll form the low on a Wednesday. Now with that, I like dollar CAD. Okay, I like dollar CAD as a trade idea for this New York session. I want to see dollar CAD trade up into this fair value gap, so that might be a trade that if you're interested in, you can trade towards that level, and you can use the fair value gap as your entry. Let me drop down to 15. Okay, you can use that one as your entry, and then you're going to be trading towards this fair value gap here and that one. Okay, so that is the I think that's the best trade for the day. That'll be the best trade for the day. Okay, because dollar yen is still dropping. We've also come back to that same area, the gap that started the week. On the daily, there's a volume imbalance and auto block, so something can happen here because we've taken out Monday's low and you have that down candle. The only problem with this is it's a little bit far away for the break of structure to happen, right? And the up candle's all the way there, So it's going to be a little bit tricky to trade this one, right? That's why I recommend the dollar CAD. Okay, and then with euro, I highlighted two levels that price was gonna react from. First one being this volume imbalance on the H4, and then the daily volume imbalance. So there's a volume imbalance on the H4, and then the daily volume imbalance, which is here. I want to see if we can reject. Let me zoom in and see where price touched. Right, it did touch the last down candle's low perfectly over there. So we want to see the London movement give up, or this movement here. So watch this down candle. If we break it, then I'll expect going forward price to trade here and then maybe pull back, then ultimately move lower again, because I've not given up the continuation to the downside on I've not given up the continuation to the downside on the euro. So watch that down candle. If we lose it, then we'll be attacking first this fair value gap as a level price might pull back from. So what I'm saying is we might do something like this, because this level is a strong level, so it might cause a reaction, a big reaction, and then price will eventually drop down again. Okay, but that will be a key level. If we are going to continue going down, we need to break it. Apart from that, what else? The pound Aussie, right? I'm interested in pound Aussie going for the previous week high. I think yesterday I spoke about it. That was too early in terms of entry. They went for Monday's low, and then Tuesday is rejecting the fair value gap in New York session. So I think we are locked in for a potential move up here. This will be dealt with, I think, later on. So look for a continuation to the upside. In terms of entries, maybe because we have a long way to go, this move down with the rejection above, stop loss can go below that, and then a continuation to the upside. Okay, for that equal high. Okay, so that's that for pound Aussie. New Zealand CAD, I think price may pull back. Watch this, this one here. Okay, what's that there? We might hit that and then expand up one more time. I think we're going to go for this higher next. Okay, we probably go for the high next. Let me see where price is reacting off from. Yeah, not a big deal. I think that's equal high. Price will go for it. And I like the fact that they took out the Asian session low and then expanded. So this is also not a bad trade. For New York session, first objective can be above this high, and then you let the rest run. I think Euro Aussie, I'm not interested in Euro Aussie for now. Based on the weekly, it's not a good pair. Okay, I don't like it. They've dropped down to the level that I anticipated, and that's it. So I'm not interested in what's gonna do. The only thing I'm interested in is this one, because the price action is giving us a clear indication what it wants to do. And you can see yesterday, Monday went down. I mean, there was a wick. We were supposed to go up, and then Tuesday went back down to that level again. So that gave us a higher low. Sorry, a high resistance being run with a quick rejection. Okay, so that's why I like the pound Aussie. Let's check Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD came very close to that target, which was that high, and I think that has now engineered equal high, this high and that high. So watch, let me see, yeah, watch this area here. Watch that area for a reaction. We might hit that break, then you look for the continuation to the upside. That's the only way you want to trade on this one. If we hit this and then we break, then we might get a pullback, then I move to that level. Okay. Let's go to gold. So gold is moving towards that level. I think for those of you that got the courage to trade it, you might have been rewarded that we were not going to break this up candle and then move for that equal low. And that is what price is going to do now. So yeah, make sure you take something off if you did take it, because once we tap this low and that low, we might see maybe a rejection, or it might follow through. We don't know. So just be aware and reward yourself once we get there. Crude oil, we are almost there. I think we're gonna go for this high. Let me see. have some equal highs over here. Right, so we are at a perfect level for a potential move up again, but that move might cap the high of the week. Okay, the move might cap the high of the week because we started the week and price went up, right? We gapped up and we've not traded down yet. So the weekly range might be capped and then price might come back down. So in this New York session, I think this auto block here should hold and then send price up. So something like this. First for that equal high. For this equal high and then potentially that one. But I'll aim for that equal high first. When price gets there, stop loss to break even, and then you basically leave the rest and see what will happen. So another good one, maybe in the next 30 minutes, right? We might start seeing price shooting up just like it did yesterday. I think yesterday we spoke about this one here, that if we trade through it, we will resume going up. They did eventually with this candle, and then this one accumulated and shot up. They've made a new high, so this will be a pullback to continue going up again. Then finally the S&P 500. So that also respected that, and then we went up one more time. Now where we are, as I mentioned, I'm not really interested in buying again because this thing can drop at any point in time. Let me see where we can. Yeah, in here. Okay, so the level is slightly up. So watch that two levels, these two fair value gaps, 59800, 5974.25, and then 5938, 5929. These two fair value gaps, you might be rejecting from there. Okay, we might be rejecting from there, so watch that. Yeah, watch these two levels based on time. So at 2 p.m. if you're here and you start seeing a rejection, we might trade back into this low, this New York session gap here. Now I don't know, maybe someone might be asking, why do you pay so much attention to these New York session gaps? The New York session gaps actually form like like a ceiling, right? It forms like a ceiling for price action for the next day. Okay, so if it forms a gap, then the next day is likely going to use that as a springboard to continue going higher. So you're likely going to see that anytime New York session forms a gap, the next day there's a high probability the next day is going to trade back to that and then spring higher, as you can see over here. Okay, so going up with Monday gapping up, Tuesday going up, Wednesday going up, that's not a classic up candle for the week. Hence, if you are approaching a higher time frame level, aka these two levels, that might be the high, and then price will start rejecting. So watch these two levels. If we don't get anything here, then watch for the next one, and one of them should definitely give a rejection, which you can trade it. Okay, now when it comes to trading it, wait for same thing, the inversion of that. Wait for a gap to form as it's moving lower, and then take your entry with that gap. So what I'm saying is, if we hit this and we are in that purple line on the 15 minutes time frame, on the 5 minutes time frame, and we start doing this, if it forms a gap, wait for a pullback and then sell it. Okay, so that's that for the ES. So hopefully it's all clear. Let's move on to XRP, or let's move on to the cryptos. Let's start from Chatsky. Okay, so I think yesterday we spoke about this potentially rejecting inside this range and then going up. I still stand with it. I've not changed my bias. I'm still looking for it to go up, simply because we breached this up candle. So I'll expect this to now move, especially with them taking out the previous day's low, right? So I expect them to go higher. On the weekly, it would be great to see them close back above this. I like the fact that the daily did close above it, right? Hence, I feel like this is just a pullback and it's gonna go up. With today taking our previous day's low, once we bridge this up candle, then we will basically start moving up one more time again. That's all. Maybe a move back down to take out this low. A move back down to take out this low and then reject and make its way back up. But still, we are sticking with that direction. But maybe a move back down to take out this low first, then a continuation, because this has become an inside candle. So there's going to be an expansion coming. Okay. XRP, I think it's doing what we are expecting it to do. So continuation to the upside. Let me see if there are any levels that can cause some reaction. Two 2.7164, that level. There's a nice gap over there, so price can pause in there, but ultimately we want to see them go through it. Okay. Let me quickly check the dollar index, because we did have some news event. Today is Wednesday. We have the core CPI, PPI. Oh, sorry, no, I lie. That's Thursday. Today there's no news. Okay. Yeah, there's no news for today, so my bad. I think there's no news on Wednesday, but all the news are on Thursday, so they are very close to each other. Anyway, that's fine. Let's continue. Okay. So hype, we are expecting a continuation to the upside. You can see on the daily, they've completed the turnaround, closing above this candle's high. So we should be aiming for that equal high soon. Okay, we should be aiming for that equal high soon. So if you're interested, that can be a buy to send price to 28.43. Ethereum, same thing. We've completed the rejection, up candle, closing above the down, area of accumulation locked in. We're going to be expecting a continuation. I think yesterday we talked about price reaching for the 50%. That will be still the target for now, and then we breach the up candles over here. So on Ethereum, I expect a continuation, maybe a pullback to 618 will not be bad for a continuation to the upside. Something like this, because it didn't touch the 50% yet, and the fact that we've moved down and then rejected, we can come back down and then continue going higher. Okay. Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is also the same. Okay. Not completely wiping out the down candle, but on the H4 it's looking good, right? I trust that they've traded through the imbalance. The movement down, as we studied at the beginning of the year, the movement down did have a gap over here, and then they've traded through it. So we are likely gonna continue going up to take out this high and then expand higher. So expect Bitcoin to continue going up. Solana, same thing. We are now above the equal high. We've closed above it. So the next level, 189.72, that would be a key level for price to reach for. Okay. Then if we can breach that, then we head for the weekly gap. Then finally, the main man, AI16Z. We are still stuck in that up candle, right? And that's normal. As you saw Ethereum do the same thing. I think, let's see, Ethereum spent about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days struggling before eventually trading through it. Now during that 11 days, all this up and down that was going on, that was accumulation. Someone was heavily buying. So we might see something similar over here. Let me go to the H4. we might see something similar over here where price will accumulate, and then eventually a big up candle will shoot through it. I don't know how long they will accumulate, but eventually you want to see a big candle shoot through that, and then it's game over. Then be expecting 130 or 1.30 as our next upside objective. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the cryptocurrencies. Now back to the dollar index. Watch this key area, the one, let me see. Okay. Yeah. So watch that up candle still, and then this level. These are the two key levels. We break that, we go higher. If not, we come back down, and then we go higher again. Either this or that one. Let me draw it properly. Oops. So it's either we come here or we do that. One of the two. All right. Now I'm open to any of them. So I'm watching here and I'm watching there. I'm not doing anything inside here. Okay. So that's the business, and I'll leave this drawing. I'll hide it, but I'll leave it in there. Okay, so I'll leave that, and then we'll see what will happen based on that drawing. Okay, we'll see what will happen based on that drawing. All right, I think gold has dropped down into that level, so that's done for gold for the week. Personally, that would be it if I were you. And then switch your eyes on crude oil. I'm gonna be paying attention to crude oil myself this New York session. All right, so that's all for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you same time tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Lots of high impact news, so it's gonna be fun tomorrow. So until then, take care. Have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or evening. See you soon.